Patrycja Maksymowicz. I'm a founder and director of Open Solutions. And today I'm with Kristian Ramsier. He's an expert associate specializing in high performance sales training and coaching. He's also a fellow with the Institute of Sales Management. Kristian works with companies to improve their sales function, strategy, and structure. His strengths are the development and delivery of bespoke sales and commercial training and coaching, aimed at increasing revenues, improving new and existing team behaviors and skill sets, and helping companies, large and small, reach their full potential. Hi, Kristian. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Hi, good to be here.
It's been an interesting year with businesses facing many challenges, starting with the logistics of reorganizing their teams, then the need to implement technology, and most importantly, the financial challenges. So what do you think has been the biggest challenge for the small and medium-sized business that they've been facing?
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly it's been a pretty interesting and challenging year for almost everybody, but particularly those of the small and medium business community. I think if we ignore the economic impact of COVID for the time being, the main challenges I've seen is the way in which pandemics changed the way people interact in a business sense. We all took for granted the quick sales call with a client, the face-to-face meeting, for example, and then all of a sudden we lost the ability to communicate, and being face-to-face is clearly the most effective way to do that. I think the lead on from that is in a sales situation, the realization that we probably weren't all as effective with our customers and our prospects as we thought we maybe were and could have certainly been, has really been highlighted by COVID. As with any of those challenges, when they present themselves, the businesses that identified the challenge, find the best way to overcome them, are generally the ones that come out stronger on the other side. And that's where the quality of your sales skill with your customer services teams really come into their own.
Well, coming back to COVID, lockdowns led a lot businesses to a slowdown, and if not to a collapse across business sectors in UK and beyond. So there has been a shift in the way in customer and consumer behavior. What do you think are the most important things for the sales professionals and business owners to understand in that situation?
I think the most important thing is to understand their customer needs. It's one of the most important things normally, but particularly in this current marketplace. I mean, in principle, it sounds like a relatively simple thing to achieve with your sales teams, but it does rely on a couple of really core aspects. Firstly is the trust and relationship you're able to build up with your customers. They need to really trust the salesperson and be able to trust them enough to give them an honest and open response about what their needs are. This is something that you can cultivate over time, but there are also ways to accelerate the process. And it's one of the things we cover in our sales sessions quite regularly, is that ability to build trust and rapport. I mean, secondly, and probably most importantly, and this is throughout the whole sales cycle, COVID or non-COVID, is when you really understand your customer needs, the only way to do that is to ask questions. But there's a massive difference between the types of questions you ask, the sequences in the way you ask them, but also what you do with the information you get out the back end of that questioning. And those skills really form core pillars of all of the sales training and all of the coaching we do with anybody, without fail, whether you're an individual or a business. Quite simply, the better your teams are at questioning, the better the information is you get out of it, and the better you will understand and then be able to service your customers.
Yeah, completely agree. Well, I'm also of the impression that many businesses have reacted completely opposite to what they should be doing right now. So the sales have slowed down, or if not cut completely, and then turning sales teams or salespeople into customer accounts very often. Well, have you heard of many businesses or business owners that have taken the opposite approach and are still very active?
Right. So a lot of companies certainly have decided that maybe their sales activities needed to be cut back, and rightly or wrongly, that's an impact of COVID across the board. Now, it may well be that people have had staff on furlough or have been out of the business, or they've just simply had other things to do. But conversely, I've seen quite a number of businesses actually take that alternative route and really embrace that additional time and use it to change their workforce, invest in additional training, coaching, You know, find additional sales resources, look at ways to drive effectiveness, and then over time increase the sales. Now, I understand it may not be right for every business to take that path, but in my experience, there aren't really that many negatives to the approach of looking at providing better support and resource, as well as training and coaching, particularly when it's well directed and it's been well thought out.
What would your 3 top tips be for the people performing under current circumstances?
I think really the 3 top things for me is, first one is going back to what we were talking about earlier. So understand your customer needs, you know, ask great questions, listen to their answers, and use that information wisely. Also be aware of the value you can bring to that customer. So I appreciate that people at the moment might be looking at ways to discount their way back into the market, but I would say if you have a very good value proposition and you stick to that, you will always come out better. The other thing is don't be afraid to still sell. You know, a lot of people have taken that step back from the new business activity, but now is really the time to show your customers why you could work with them and the sort of support and help you can bring to their company. So keep selling.
In what ways, if anyone needs training or coaching in sales, in what ways can they help them achieve better results?
I mean, for me, training and coaching for any business is a vital part of growth. You know, honing your team's skills and knowledge is the best way to better understand your customers, understand what your strengths and also your weaknesses are, but also how to become more effective and making sure you get your company message across. Training and coaching go hand in hand for me. One without the other will get some results, but over a long period of time, giving people skills through training and then following that up by coaching to create an environment where they can really perform is the best way to give yourself long-standing results.
Yeah, it's a process, definitely. Well, finally, effective spending in marketing and sales right now means rethinking how to better use the tools and capabilities that we have to connect with the customers. What is your advice for those planning for the recovery, so if they don't want to just to survive, but actually come out of the lockdown and COVID situation a bit stronger?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The effectiveness of your sales and marketing is key at any time. In the current climate, investing in your business could probably be the best decision you ever make, but making sure that it's invested in the right way. You know, whenever there's a large scale change in the market, the businesses that invest, upskill, and then look to generally try and come out and grow the other side of that are normally the ones that are in the strongest positions. You've only got to look back historically. You've had people like Amazon, WhatsApp, those types of businesses have all come out of big sort of global crashes of one form or another. Yeah. So, but I think really it's also, don't forget what you were doing pre-COVID. You know, keep being effective, communicating strongly, and interacting with your customers to ensure that as and when they move it back and come back open, you can as well.
The main conclusion is not to stop, to do what we were doing, and probably in an even more effective way, looking at it. Yeah. And just continuing. Kristian, thank you very much. It was very useful. For anyone who is interested to find out more about how sales training and sales coaching can help them perform better and their teams to perform better, please contact us or connect with us on LinkedIn. Thank you very much.